Here's what's interesting about Gen Z. We are in orbit. We are inextricably linked to one another through biology in the reproductive transport cells and the reproductive stationary cell within, quote unquote, your women. And yet you still pursue age proximate relationships, knowing that it will convey less health, longevity, looks, and intelligence to the baby that you could end up making. So that's why in the past I've compared it to inbreeding. And there's also studies that say that men under the age of 25 shouldn't have babies because it corrodes the cell or whatever. I don't know. I've only read one study on that. I don't think it corrodes the cell or anything like that of the embryo. I think what happens is, well, one or two things could be true. There's more studies about it, and I don't know how to do the search in Google to find it, which is weird because I use Google all the time to find shit and always have. And the AI is really good at answering those questions, especially about Generation X males right now in 2025 about the reproductive transport cell and the enzymatic telomerase, which would create healthier babies. So that's interesting about Gen Z, is that even if they were to know this, would they change their minds? Well, that's what we need to find out. We need to find some sort of common ground, because just because we're linked biochemically, it doesn't mean that we should hook up based on no common ground. I personally like to design board games. That's my thing. I like to walk a lot, and I like to make videos on YouTube. That's what I do with the majority of my time. Most of my friends here where I live are Gen Z. Don't get me wrong, I have great friends that are millennials and Generation X, and even know some baby boomers that are kind of too tired to hang out, but always have something wise to say. So I'm an intergenerationalist when it comes to friends, and I would say that the vast majority of the people that I hang out with now, offline and online, are Gen Z. So it shows that we are inextricably linked. I know you're a video game generation, and I know most males watch sports, but I really don't. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't mind playing video games. It's just I don't own a system. I am a minimalist, and I don't participate in pleasing myself very often, except when it comes to listening to music and walking around. That's about how I do myself, is making videos too, explaining some things and trying to get rid of the hypocrisies that separate us as people. Ageism, bigotry, that causes bad health in baby, no good. But what are some of our common grounds? I don't see anything but hate from your generation. Oh, I'm not saying you're hateful. I'm saying that you don't show love towards my Generation X ass in the romantic sense, when you really probably should. I mean, the ways that you convey yourself through the world are through being anti-bigots. Unless you're Trump supporters, then fuck you, I'm not dating you. But Democrats and liberals and leftists are anti-bigots. And let's talk about classism, weightism, and ageism for a second. Or did I just knock those out by specifying that those are the bigotries? Probably. So we need to find something where I like you, other than just you be the ideal woman to have babies with.